right, let's go to hypothetical world. If you could talk to an 18-year-old you, a 17 and 364 days, day before you're about to turn 18, about to be an adult, and I put it, adult in quotes. Sometimes it takes us others longer than others, but it seemed like you got it pretty early. But if you could talk to an 18-year-old you, what would you tell him?
17-year-old Lonzo, I had a baby. Tomorrow is my daughter's 50th birthday party, dude. My 50th anniversary from my high school is on the 12th. So I've already been being prepared for adulthood at 17. So I can't say it was a mistake because I love my daughter dearly. And I just would have I just would have been prepared. Hey man, you about to make some good things happen. Be prepared for some life-changing situations and put more money away. Buy more property and be more open to investments like the stock market and things of that nature. Okay, everybody around me as a young man did not like the stock market. That was white boy investments. Only person that had any real investments I knew of was Jeff D. I didn't really hang out with him when I was 17. I didn't meet him until I was 22. But again, a 17-year-old Lonzo would have been put money away back then. I know guys that did put money. It wasn't but $50 a month. But you'd be surprised. $50 a month, 50 years, putting away for 50 years, dude. The compound interest and the compound interest on that would be phenomenal right about now. We wouldn't be doing this podcast from my house. We'd be doing it from the moon.
I would love your thoughts on this comment that was just made in the comment section. I asked you about, if you could talk to an 18-year-old you, what would you tell him? Pass the Joint podcast says, and don't let Andre Young out of your camp. What would you say about that?
That's a good comment, but here's the problem. If Andre Young had stayed in my camp, he might not have blossomed the way he did. Like I tell people all the time, the best thing I did for Dr. Dre was not get him out of jail for the second time, because that's when he went to Eazy E. I'm wired differently. It's only certain things that I'm a different generation than he is. I'm a different generation from Cube. I'm a baby boomer. I come from a responsible era. I could not stand by and promote bitches with attitude, or the niggas with attitude. I couldn't do it. I couldn't promote bitches and hoes. We couldn't even do it back then. Yes, if I knew he was going to be a billionaire, I might have tapped into a point deal with Jerry Heller or Eazy E. I might have did that. But I just like Eazy let him go. Now people talk about me. He was already doing shit with Eazy, and Eazy let him go, but he let him go with a tax. Maybe I would have done something more like that. I'd have put a tax on him. That way I could still I'd be right next door to him in up in them hills. That's the only thing I probably would change different. I'd have put a tax on it. Because again, I could honestly say I've been in my house for 40 some odd years, man. All the crews have come to my house, the Freaky Boys, N.W.A, Ice Cube, Sound Control Mob. I've always been respected. I've never had a fight in my house. I've never had anybody do anything stupid in my house. I always was a respected OG in my house. And sometimes if you try to be cool, try to be people's friend, they'll try to run over you. I was never their friend. I was cool, but I was never their friend. So I always had a big dog attitude. And my big dog attitude might not have been conducive for the gangster lifestyle. They had to be bigger. They had to portray themselves as being tougher than they really were. And I knew better. I was the one doing all the dumb shit away from them. I never would include them in my dumb shit. I had my own folks that I did dumb shit with. I had my problem with the police. I went to jail like folks. I am not an angel. I was not an angel back then. But they were not included in my shit. They were too young. If I had to do something, I'd never call them. So a young Dr. Dre, a young unproven Dr. Dre, it's hard to say what you would not have, you know, if that's the case, I wouldn't have sold the 5 or 6 64 Chevys I had. I had 64 Chevys. I've had 63 Chevys. I had Malibus. I've had GTOs. I've had all kind of cars. At that time, they were only worth what they were worth at that time. Now they're worth thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of them. But at that time, they was worth 400. And that's the part people keep forgetting. At that time, they was only worth $400. At that time, his value had not been established yet. So it's hard for me to look back at, you know, if I saw it coming, yes, I may have cut my deal differently, but I wouldn't have held him back. I'm not a gatekeeper. I was my era of music was dance music. We were doing dance music. If he wanted to leave and go do something else, because that was the original plan for him to produce the other stuff, just like George Clinton was producing Parliament and Funkadelic. That was the plan. And that plan worked out better because they were never supposed to be, they were never supposed to do what they did. They were never supposed to be where they were. They were supposed to be underground, having some fun, cutting people out, talking shit like Rudy Ray Moore. And it went to another level, all happened, all on the accident behind the riots and the FBI letter. Those two things changed their lives forever. They were getting cussed out by the feds. They was a subject of investigation. They was being talked about by the vice president's wife. Come on, man. Y'all forget this shit. Y'all forget this shit. They had bulldozers running over their shit. It's not the same, dude. And we talking about the beginning of an era that went through some shit that nobody really wanted to volunteer for that shit. They didn't want to be in that shit. But they were. They had to go through it to get where they were. But when they came out of it, they came out superstars. More power to them.
There it is. There it is. All right, Lonzo, any last words before you hit him with that outro?
Nah, man, I just got to give a shout out to my daughter and my grandkids. I lost my son-in-law yesterday. He just suddenly died, man. Just 50. He'll be 54 on the 28th of June. And what's really messed up is tomorrow's my daughter's birthday. And she got to prepare for her husband's funeral. So, folks, when you're out here doing your thing, man, remember, tomorrow ain't promised, man. I talked to that brother a couple of days ago. He was all right. And yesterday, I got a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. He fell out in the bedroom. He was non-responsive. So, this is real talk, bro. It's real talk. Take care of yourself. Your health is your wealth. I can't say he was doing anything bad. I know he just got diagnosed with diabetes, but it wasn't that serious. But nonetheless, he's no longer with us. So I got to show love for my family, my daughter, my grandkids. They're going through it right now. We all going through it. And everybody watching this podcast, man, hey, Doc, you got. So take care of it.
Much love, Lonzo. My condolences, as I said earlier, and my heart's with your family. And just let me know if you need anything, all right?
You got it, Doc. All right, folks, thank y'all very much. I see the comments in the chat room. We're about to get up out of here, folks. But before I go, I got to let you know, for those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till he got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line at the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for not without Alonzo. Peace.